I regret to inform you that I'm about to spend the next 24 hours of my life inside of virtual reality. Starting now. Spending 24 hours in a VR MMO. Similar to Ready Player One and Sword Art Online, if I were to spend the next day inside of a massively multiplayer online role-playing game, would I lose sense of reality? But look around. This is all I got for the next 23 hours. I'm trapped inside of this box, and inside of this box I'm trapped into a smaller box which is blocked by play-space boundaries. Like if I were to walk into this wall, there's like a green barrier, so I don't do that inside of VR. There's only one rule. The headset doesn't come off. For the next 24 hours, I'm going to eat in VR, sleep in VR, and even use the bathroom in VR. The first game is Orbis VR, one of the only working VR MMOs. I chose this game because you have to actually learn the spells with your wand and memorize each spell. I was first greeted by some very helpful people that recognized my channel from my username iamLucid and then began to help me through this new massive world.
Yeah, not to be creepy or anything, but I've been stalking your stream.
That's awesome, bro. One thing that was different about this game than other MMOs is that you have to wave at an NPC to get their attention and interact with them. Other than pressing a button in other games or just clicking on them, in VR you have to wave at the character and then they'll start to talk to you. A lot of these people that I've come across were a lot more friendly and helpful than anybody I've ever met in real life. Yo, can we all go together? Because I have no friends in this game.
Yeah, we're all going together.
Man, I love you guys, bro. They took time to journey with me and show me around with no benefit of their own. I started to enjoy myself in this virtual world. I was learning new spells, meeting new people, and taking on new quests. The last thing on my mind was the real world. I was fully immersed. Until I realized that I had to use the bathroom, but I couldn't take off my headset because it was tethered to my computer, so I had to improvise. 4 hours and 7 minutes into VR, and I have to use the bathroom. So I'm going to unplug this cord from my computer and walk to the bathroom with my headset on. This is ridiculous. Around 4 hours in, my HMD started to heat up and it was warm to the touch. This is heating up my head. It's kind of scary. Like if I grab the headset, it's like you can tell it's pretty damn warm. Going into this, I was worried about my eyes. My eyes started to feel awkwardly warm. Not warm as in going outside on a summer day, but they felt as if they were being microwaved slowly. I tested out the EMF radiation on my headset and it came out to around 4.8 to 4.6 milligauss, and this number isn't extremely high, but for long periods of time even small amounts of radiation isn't healthy by any means. There are also 2 base stations constantly beaming infrared waves at me, and while some people say that these are totally safe even under long exposure times, others argue that overexposure to non-ionizing radiation could still be very harmful. The 6-hour mark has passed and I have completely lost track of time and reality. This got to the point where someone had to donate to me and remind me that my food has been ready for over 10 minutes and is getting cold now.
Is this some like credit card fraud? Like, bro, this has to be
I would
fake.
love to read your donation, can I?
Food is getting cold.
Oh, my food, I forgot. Dude, thank you. Bro, you know, I literally forgot about my food outside. I was in a different world. It doesn't feel like 6 hours at this point. The 1 hour mark felt like 1 hour, but now time is beginning to move. Time is beginning to move extremely fast. I didn't really notice too much change from the 4 to 6 hour mark. In 2 hours, it felt like 30 minutes. At this time, the eye strain started to get really intense, so I lowered the brightness from 100% to around 30%, and that helped me out drastically. I felt tired at 9:30 p.m., which is a couple hours too early, and my chat noticed that I was constantly turning my head and massaging my neck to alleviate pain. I want to take off this headset so bad. I'm already like cracking my neck and getting a slight headache. Now it's time for bed, and since my eyes were already microwaved and strained and I knew that I was going to get up multiple times to use the bathroom, I unplugged myself from my computer and turned off my base stations. There were 160 people watching me sleep throughout the night. You might think that's weird, but it just goes to show that my homies know that I'm tucked in. And when they finally realized that I was awake, this happened.
Is this some like credit card fraud? Like, bro, this has to be fake.
Good morning, Papa. Good morning, Lucid QDX. Been here for about 15-16 hours.
Yo, what up? Good morning, Lucid. Good morning. Good morning, everybody. What's going on? You literally just wake up in the morning and there's all these people just waiting for you to wake up. What a cool feeling that is. This is the coolest feeling ever. Oh my god, I haven't felt so important in my life. It felt semi-easy to go to sleep. And then I woke up an hour and a half later to this sharp pain on the back of my head. It was the back of my head to like the side of my head, right? It wasn't a headache pain. It was like a stinging, extremely sharp. It feels like I've been wearing a football helmet for 18 hours and 26 minutes. Damn, my neck hurts so much, dude. At the 19-hour mark, my sense of reality was gone. I literally just reach out with my finger and pull down, and the menu appears, and then I press each button as if it was really in front of me. If you watch Sword Art Online, you would see that gestures are like a huge part of the game. When I closed and opened up my eyes again, I was expecting to see myself in my virtual New York City apartment. I was somehow detached from my real life room, and since my physical body was still in there, my mind already found its new home. I literally live inside of a penthouse in New York City. Look at my view from the top floor of my penthouse. This is what scares people the most about virtual reality. And this is also where the mental health problems can come into play. When your virtual life is better and more ideal than your real life, this can become your escape if you aren't careful. The next VR MMO is called Nasus VR. This was supposed to be the coolest and biggest VR MMO, but failed horribly. And if you try to join the online world, there's only 1 or 2 people playing out of the entire server. There's no worlds? There's no way. There's only a Europe world? Are you? And it's such a shame because this game is really beautiful. When you look around, you really feel like you're entering a different world, and you feel like all the objects around you are real. You feel like you're actually in a palace, and everything around you is different from the real world. Oh my god, the tree's being lit on fire. Oh my god. However, you kind of come back to reality when the game starts to lag you out of existence and you can't move anymore. It turns out a VR chat user remade Aincrad, which is a world inside of the show Sword Art Online. This is an anime about people that get stuck inside of a VR MMO, and this world blew my mind, and if you've watched the show SAO, you would recognize everything about this world. Yo, we're actually inside of Kirito's room right now. And this is the nerve gear. Especially when putting on the nerve gear, you feel like you're really entering a new world with the same animations shown inside of the show. For extra immersion, you could choose which character you want to be, and I chose Kirito, of course. You could also interact with the NPCs in this map. They have a text box above their head and also a green indicator stating that they're not hostile. The swords you can pick up inside the map have the same sound effects and special animations as the real SAO. This is still a beta world inside of VR chat, and it isn't made to be an actual VR MMO just yet, but it shows you how close we actually are. Also, they remade an entire boss fight from the show with the same animations, effects, and the door even opens up the same way it does, which blew my mind. Oh my god, it's actually him. It has the health bars and everything with him. Bro, this is an actual fight. Oh my god. The guy has full-on animations and everything. What? Who would spend the time? Oh, I'm dead. GG's. 22 hours in and my eyes feel fatigued. Even with over 6.5 hours of sleep, my eyes feel like they didn't get 1 minute of rest. Pinky's in. Middle, index, thumb. Alright, watch this, watch this. Dope technology. The countdown starts now, guys. 24 hours in virtual reality is ending. I'm gonna take off this headset in 20 seconds. 3, 2, 1. 24 hours in virtual reality ends now.
Is this some like credit card fraud? Like, bro, this has to be fake.
Congrats, bro.
Oh my god. Yo, real life is so good. Real life is the best. I remember walking outside after this challenge was over and looking at a tree for a couple minutes and just thinking, wow, that's one hell of a texture pack. Shout out to Disrupt for paving the way. His creativity is unmatched. Also, stop in our Discord server. We just hit 10,000 members. Everybody that is lighting up this chat box right now, I want to let you know from the bottom of my heart, you are loved. You are my brothers. You are my sisters. You literally watched me eat. You watched me sleep. And you guys told me good morning the same second I woke up. You guys are my family. Love you guys so much. Thank you for being here. This is a V card. I send them to my Patreon supporters. They also get this video, but 3 days early, extended versions of videos, access to private Discord channel that I'm most active on, and a group voice call with all my Patreons together where we can just talk about life and stuff. That sounds crazy, right? Right? Everything inside of this mode is extremely blurry right now. Like, it's getting me dizzy just walking around my regular room. Things don't even seem real anymore. Everything seems like I'm already in this blurry dream.